Hi everyone, it's Nancy here, back with another process video for you. And here I am just picking my stash out. I'm trying to work through my paper pads. So this is the Lucky Charm by Dear Lizzie. And I'm just trying to really use all of my paper packs up because I've actually got quite a lot. And plus I'm getting paper in my kit. And as you'll know, it's a big thing that I want to do this year is actually use up a lot of my paper pads. So here I am just trimming down some photos. These are just all shots from sort of downtown LA, and I'm just wanting to cluster those together. I say I have cut one of those photos down quite a lot, but I really like how it all looks. So I'm just trimming these all up so they fit nicely, and I'm mounting them on this navy polka dot paper, which again is from Dear Lizzie, as I said. And it kind of, I have found that it's been quite difficult to scrap some of these pictures because the sky is so blue. I know that sounds a really funny thing to say, but yeah, I found that some colours like really just don't look right with the photos with such blue skies. But yeah, so I'm kind of just matting it with a sort of darker colour here to kind of bring out that sort of tone. Again, this piece of background paper is Dear Lizzie Lucky Charm. It's kind of a beige with a kind of white wash over it. So I'm just going through my different bit of paper here, trying to decide what I'm going to use. This is the Close Knit collection, and that's a crepe paper collection. I decide that I'm going to use these cameras as embellishment, so I cut 3 of those out, and then I pull out this really nice rust colour. Again, it's a polka dot, and I really like that colour. As I keep saying, I'm really into kind of the corals and the oranges. I know I've been doing a few more brighter layouts recently, but this is a colour that I'm really drawn to, as you can tell by my nails as well. Really love that coral colour. I just have my hair like ombre'd down, so it's kind of like a really nice coral colour at the ends with like red at top. So yeah, loving the coral at the moment. So here I am just looking at how I'm going to cluster this up, and I decide that I'm going to put my cluster on that side of the page. I find this blue polka dot, well, navy polka dot, again it's from the Maggie Holmes collection, so it goes with that, it goes really well with the Dear Lizzie paper, and that's one of the fabric frames. I have these old Teresa Collins cut apart bits that were from when I was trying to do my 30 layouts, and I was using those up, and I've been keeping them because they were kind of cut apart, and I actually managed to use 2 of those up. So one of them has got all sort of the months of the year on, and one of them just says today with something else on it. So I'm just going to use this doily, and again that's a kind of pale, it's like an orangey pink colour. So again, it's really going with that kind of colour tones. And as always, I split my doily over sort of 2 points in the layout. And I really like how that kind of balances out, because quite a big feature in that photo is a big mural on the wall of sort of like different jazz singers and stuff. So I wanted to kind of pick up some of the colours from that. So I'm just sticking those bits down. I'm just working out where I'm going to put my frames. So once I've got those main bits stuck down, I'm actually going to do my inking. And I'm just using my coral, high swap, and I'm trying to think what other ones I've put out here. Well, you'll see in a minute. Again, my white, again that's my pearlescent white, my Ducrafts Artiste, and I believe I'm also going to pull out the hematite as well, which does dry to a lovely hematite colour, funny enough, but that has kind of like the navy tone of it. I really like the idea of a navy mist. I wonder if they're out there. I may have to look into that. Sorry about that, having sort of random brain thoughts there. But yeah, so I'm just going to stick that frame down. I'm not going to worry about mounting cutting the other bit off, because I'm not going to use it anywhere else in the layout. I could have cut it off and made a little cluster at the top, but decided not to. This is the Teresa Collins Family 6x6 pad, and I'm just cutting out here these different parts, so it's got that same kind of rustic-y orange colour in. So I'm just going to cut the top part of that little cut part which says today. And it's because that frame looks a bit denim-like, I thought it looked kind of a bit like a label on some jeans. So, just going to add my main photo cluster there. And just stick this bit out. I mean, again, most of that is actually going to get covered, but it's just adding another layer on. Just making sure I get that photo positioned rightly. Right, even. Can't talk today. So, I've got kind of like the main kind of bits of paper down. So now I'm going to start looking at my embellishments. I'm afraid I did leave this in my fussy cutting. So it's not the most exciting thing. I do, you know, as you know, I fussy cut all these cameras out of these designs, you know, so much. I've got loads of camera stamps somewhere. Maybe I should stamp some of those up as well to cut them out to add to my die cut box. And I've got so many cameras in my Silhouette cut files as well, which I still haven't pulled out my Silhouette and cut any yet. It's on my to-do list. I do have some time off work, so I am hoping to get that done. Someone did ask me what I did for a job in the comments. I run what we call over here in the UK alternative education units. So I work with kids that have been excluded from mainstream school for a variety of reasons: violence, behaviour, drugs, just generally being a pain in the backside. And I run 3 centres in the east of England, and we do sort of vocational subjects with them. So we bring them in, we do some like mechanics with them, we do some like hair and beauty, yeah, just kind of lots of different sort of practical subjects, because a lot of these kids really don't fit in within kind of like, you know, mainstream sort of academic education. So that is my job. I mean, again, I know because I've vaguely mentioned several times that, oh, work's been stressful and work's been this. So as you can imagine, at times, you know, it does get quite stressful. And my company are a little bit of a pain in the butt as well. So, but yes, I do have some time off, so that's nice. So I can relax and chill out. But yeah, anyway, back to the layout. So here you can see that I pulled out some Jenny Bolin. They're little stamp stickers, so I'm just adding those to a cluster. I'm bringing out those flower die cuts as well. There's a Scraptastic cut apart as well, which is one of the Yormaloo cut aparts. I've got a label that I'm going to try and put at the top there as well, and also a chevron chipboard piece. So again, just adding that big cluster there. And I really like how that looks. I really love that cluster. It works really well. And the flowers work really well because they're the orange with the navy. So yeah, really pleased with how that all looks. So I'm just adding this tag up to this top photo. I really like how that looks. Decided to add some more layers up there. I'm just trying to use up these Jenny Bolin stickers. And actually for here, I'm not using them for what they say, I'm just actually using them for the colours. I decided that I'm going to add another camera up to that top piece as well. So I'm just going to fussy cut these cameras. And I think it's such, within any sort of the American crafts ranges, there's always a camera. So there's like a Dear Lizzie camera, and an Amy Tan camera, and a Maggie Holmes camera for like each collection. Not that I'm complaining, because I really like them. So I'm just trying to work out what I'm going to do here. So I am moving these tags around a bit. I'm trying to work out where I'm going to put everything. I do just use another one of those stamp stickers there. Just using my 3D foam to stick the camera up on. And there's kind of a bit of a dead space in that top corner really anyway, so I am just stamping there on that tag, just to add a little bit of texture there. And I found a bit of blue, which I think was a branding strip, you know, kind of a hang tag strip. So I'm just adding that as another kind of shot of navy to each of those clusters. I really like how that actually looks in the end. I mean, say navy is a colour that I've really got into recently. So now I'm looking through my stash of wood veneers, and this is not my main stash, it's just a little stash that I have, and these are freckled fawn little hearts, which I think work, you know, really well. They just add a little bit of colour, and again the wood goes with the tone of everything in the background. Again, it doesn't go really with the tone of the photos because it's all kind of like modern skyscraper buildings and stuff like that, so I've just added one of those to the top cluster as well. I did look at using those letters, but they were just too small for the title. They wouldn't actually fill enough space. So here I am, just leaning over there and going through my thickers. And I decided to use these Amy Tangerine ones. And these are kind of like raw chipboard with a pattern printed on them. And I think I'm going to do the same thing as last time I used these. I'm actually going to put a wash of mist over the top of them. Sorry, I've just stopped mid layout text. Yeah, so I'm just going to position those over the doily and into the cluster there. Having problems picking them up with my acrylics on. But that is where my beloved Pokey Tool comes in. Someone asked me what brand my Pokey Tool is. I'm afraid it's not actually a brand. It's just one that I got from my local craft store. There's no branding on it, and there was no branding on the packaging as well. It was, you know, they were just sold as a single Pokey Tool. There was nothing else, but it is a really good one. And I did ask if she had any more when I lost mine, and she said she hadn't actually been able to get any more. So I'm planning on going there in the next few days, so I may have a look, and if there is one and I do find out what brand it is, I'll let you know. I'll give you a shout in the video or on your comment. So here I am. I just have a little handmade embellishment which came in one of my quirky kits, and again it's the orange tone, so it works really well. So I've just added that to that bottom cluster. I'm just using the Coral Colour Shine just to add colour to those thickers, and it actually gives a really nice, you know, because there's a subtle glimmer to it. And yeah, just tones them in really well with the layout actually. So yeah, just coming up to the end of layout, I'm just adding a little bit of colour shine to the wood veneers as well, just to get them to tone in. And yeah, I think that's it. So I'm now going to put some stills up. So thank you very much for watching this process video. This is layout 57 of 2014, which is very exciting. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll be back with more process videos this week. Cheers, bye!